Have you ever asked yourself these questions? Who am I? Why am I here? Why is my life full of pain and confusion? Why do some people seem to have it easy while others struggle endlessly? Why do some places feel oddly familiar, even though I've never been there? These questions don't just pop up for no reason. According to Buddhism, everything happens for a reason. Nothing is random. Have you ever considered that this life might not be your first? That maybe you've been through this cycle before, experiencing joy, sorrow, love, and loss over and over again until you finally wake up and find a way out? Buddhism teaches that every life is shaped by karma, the consequences of past actions. The pain you feel might come from not yet understanding the impermanence of things. The confusion you're stuck in might be because you're holding on too tightly. People who seem naturally gifted, maybe they honed those skills in a past life. Those who struggle, maybe they're repaying old debts or laying the foundation for a better future. And that strange feeling of déjà vu, it might just be a reminder that your journey didn't start in this lifetime. It's been going on for a long time. In Buddhism, reincarnation isn't just the cycle of life and death. It's the key to understanding the meaning of existence. The Buddha taught that all beings are trapped in this cycle because of ignorance. We're pulled along by attachments, desires, and fears, experiencing life's ups and downs over and over again. But if we can see the deeper cause and effect at play and truly understand that everything arises from conditions and that nothing lasts forever, we can wake up from this endless cycle and step into real freedom and liberation. The point of reincarnation isn't to keep going around in circles, it's to wake up. By seeing impermanence clearly, letting go of attachments, and breaking the cycle with wisdom and compassion, we can find true peace. So when you feel lost, pause and reflect. This life isn't just about enduring suffering, it's also your chance to change. Reincarnation can feel like a trap, but it also holds the key to your liberation. In Tibetan Buddhism, the belief in reincarnation isn't just a theory. It's a lived reality. One of the most famous examples is the tradition of the Dalai Lama's reincarnation. The Dalai Lama is believed to be an emanation of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion. High Lamas don't simply vanish after passing away. Instead, out of deep compassion, they choose to be reborn again and again to continue spreading the Dharma and guiding beings toward enlightenment. That's why, whenever a Dalai Lama passes away, the search for his reincarnation, his tulku, becomes a sacred and intricate journey of soul recognition. But how do they find the reincarnated child? Tibetan monks believe that reincarnation follows the law of karma and is not random. Relying on ancient wisdom, they use a series of signs and rituals to identify the next Dalai Lama. Dream revelations. High Lamas enter deep meditation or have prophetic dreams that reveal clues about the child's whereabouts. Sacred lake visions. It's said that certain lakes, like Lamolazzo, can reflect images or offer signs pointing to the reincarnate's location. Prophecies from the past life. Some Dalai Lamas leave behind hints or predictions about their future rebirth before passing. The crucial test. The chosen candidates are presented with objects, including ritual items like prayer beads or bells that belong to the previous Dalai Lama. The true reincarnation is believed to instinctively recognize and select these items. Take the example of the 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso. His recognition process took 4 years, and when the young child was finally presented with a set of objects, something remarkable happened. Without hesitation, he reached for a prayer bead and a small bell, clutching them tightly as he exclaimed, "This is mine! This is mine!" To the monks, this was no coincidence. It was a glimpse into his past life memories, an echo from the depths of his soul. Proof of reincarnation. It makes you wonder, if life is truly a relay race, could our souls be carrying imprints of the past, moving forward without us even realizing it? Have you ever felt an unexplainable connection to a place you've never been? A deep, unshakable bond with someone you just met? A natural talent or an irrational fear that seems to have no root in this lifetime? Maybe these aren't random. Maybe they are breadcrumbs left by your past self, subtle reminders that life isn't just a series of disconnected moments, but a continuous journey woven by karma and cause and effect. Buddhism teaches that life flows like a river. It doesn't simply end, but continues, shaped by the currents of karma. When a person's physical body returns to the earth, their consciousness, guided by past actions and unfinished lessons, sets off on its next journey. Reincarnation isn't just a religious belief. It's a universal theme woven into human history and culture. From the Upanishads of ancient India to the Greek philosopher Plato's theory of soul transmigration, the idea of rebirth has long carried humanity's deepest questions about the meaning of life and the evolution of consciousness. Some say the journey of the soul is like an epic sci-fi odyssey, stretching across billions of years, traversing the vastness of the universe, inhabiting countless forms, and continuously learning and evolving. The Upanishads, some of the earliest spiritual texts of India, describe the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, where the soul moves through different lives based on karma. Similarly, Plato imagined that souls undergo repeated reincarnations, taking on different forms and experiences in their pursuit of knowledge and purification. These ancient teachings, though separated by time and geography, seem to tell the same underlying story: that life is not just a fleeting moment, but part of a greater, continuous journey. Reincarnation is more than just the cycle of life and death. It is the evolution of the soul, learning, growing, and accumulating wisdom through lifetimes, moving ever forward along the vast river of time. If reincarnation is real, why don't we remember our past lives? If our past experiences shape who we are today, why can't we consciously recall them and gain a more complete understanding of ourselves? Both Buddhism and ancient Greek philosophy offer a similar answer. Forgetting is part of reincarnation. It is an act of compassion that allows the soul to fully embrace the present. In Buddhism, clinging to past life memories can interfere with spiritual growth. Tibetan Buddhist masters believe that obsessing over one's past lives can trap a person in old karmic patterns, making it harder to move forward and focus on their current path. Plato expressed a similar idea. If our minds were crowded with memories from past existences, we wouldn't be able to focus on the purpose of this life. Imagine if you vividly remembered being a king, a warrior, or someone who loved and lost deeply. Could you still live this ordinary life with peace? Would you be able to let go and move forward Or would you remain entangled in a past that no longer exists? Buddhism teaches that forgetting isn't a punishment, but a liberation. It allows us to set down the burdens of the past and approach life with fresh eyes. There's a Zen saying, "Let go in one breath, and you will find true freedom." The purpose of reincarnation isn't to trace our past footsteps, but to use this lifetime to cultivate wisdom and awaken. The meaning of life isn't about whether we remember the past, it's about how well we live in the present. Because, in the end, the present moment is the only thing we truly have. Reincarnation, samsara, isn't just a simple cycle of birth and death. It's the continuation of consciousness, shaped by karma, moving into a new form after death. Every birth, every destiny is not random. It's the direct result of past actions. What we do in one life creates the conditions for the next. Good karma leads to fortunate rebirths, while negative karma results in suffering. This cycle is not just about life repeating itself. It is the manifestation of the law of cause and effect. In Buddhist cosmology, rebirth isn't random. Beings are drawn into different realms according to their accumulated karma. These realms are known as the six paths of samsara. Deva realm, a life of pleasure, longevity, and blissful existence. However, even gods are not free from suffering. When their good karma is exhausted, they fall back into the cycle of rebirth. Human realm, a balance between suffering and joy, where we experience birth, aging, sickness, and death. But it is also the best realm for enlightenment because humans can reflect, cultivate wisdom, and break free from samsara. Asura realm, a world of jealousy, conflict, and endless battles. Asuras have some power and pleasure, but their anger and competitiveness keep them trapped in suffering. Animal realm, governed by instinct, animals live in ignorance, constantly struggling for survival. They lack the capacity to understand karma and escape suffering. Hungry ghost realm, beings here suffer from insatiable hunger and thirst. No matter how much they crave, they can never be satisfied, a reflection of extreme greed and attachment. Hell realm, a state of unbearable pain, either burning in flames or freezing in icy torment. These beings suffer until their negative karma is exhausted. Good karma, generosity, moral conduct, patience, etc., leads to rebirth in the higher realms, gods, humans, asuras, while bad karma, killing, stealing, deceit, etc., results in rebirth in the lower realms, animals, hungry ghosts, hell. But only in the human realm do we have the rare opportunity to awaken. We experience both pleasure and suffering, giving us the chance to question, reflect, and seek liberation. That's why Buddhism often says, to be born as a human is as rare as a blind turtle surfacing in the ocean and finding a floating log. Being human is an extraordinary chance, a chance to use suffering as a path to wisdom, transformation, and ultimate liberation. Have you ever experienced signs of reincarnation? Is this really our only life? While most people don't remember their past lives, traces of reincarnation may still be imprinted deep within our souls. Certain experiences might offer glimpses into the journeys we've taken before. A sense of familiarity. Have you ever been to a place for the first time, yet felt like you've been there before? Have you ever met someone new, but felt an instant and unexplainable connection? Some believe these moments could be fragments of past life memories, where your soul instinctively recognizes places or people from previous incarnations. Vivid and recurring dreams. Do you repeatedly dream of places you've never been? Do you see yourself dressed in unfamiliar clothing, speaking a language you don't know, or experiencing events from another time? Buddhism suggests that dreams are more than just the subconscious at play. They might be echoes of your past life experiences, surfacing in moments of deep rest. Unexplainable emotional bonds. Have you ever met someone and felt like you've known them forever? Do you share an unusually strong bond with someone, even without a logical reason? Buddhism teaches that souls reincarnate in groups, meeting again and again in different lifetimes. Love, friendship, and even rivalry may carry over as unresolved karma continues to play out. Irrational fears or phobias. Do you have an intense fear of something, even though you've never had a bad experience with it? Are you terrified of water, despite never having drowned? Afraid of fire, but have never been burned? These unexplained fears might be traumas carried over from past lives, lingering in your subconscious and influencing you in ways you don't understand. Natural talents and gifts. Have you ever met someone who plays an instrument, paints, or speaks a language effortlessly, as if they were born knowing it? Have you personally discovered a skill that came to you with little to no training? Buddhism describes this as habitual seeds, skills, and knowledge accumulated in past lives that carry over into the present. Nothing is lost. Every effort made in one life becomes the foundation for the next. A strong attraction to a certain culture or time period. Are you deeply drawn to a specific country, culture, or historical era? Do you feel at home in Buddhist temples, ancient ruins, or medieval castles, even though you've never lived there? Some believe these attachments are more than just preferences. They might be memories from a previous existence resurfacing, reminding you of where you once belonged. Strange childhood memories. Have you ever heard a child say something wise beyond their years? Some children claim to remember their past names, homes, or even how they died. Buddhism teaches that young children are closer to their past life memories, as their minds haven't yet been completely conditioned by their current existence. As they grow, these memories fade, but their influence remains hidden within the subconscious. What do these signs of reincarnation mean? These glimpses of past lives, whether through déjà vu, dreams, deep emotional bonds, unexplained fears, or natural talents, are more than just fragments of memory. They are the manifestation of karma, revealing the path our soul has traveled and offering clues about where we are headed. Reincarnation itself isn't good or bad. It's simply the natural law of cause and effect. However, from the perspective of beings caught in the cycle, samsara means an endless flow of birth, death, and rebirth, filled with both joy and suffering. Because everything in life is impermanent, happiness is fleeting, while suffering often leaves a deeper imprint. As long as we are bound by attachment, aversion, and ignorance, greed, anger, and delusion, we continue to be pulled along by desires and unconscious habits, keeping us trapped in this cycle. That's why Buddhism teaches that samsara is suffering and something to be transcended. But this cycle is not without meaning. If you have been born as a human, it means you have already accumulated great merit and karmic potential. As the Buddhist metaphor goes, to be born as a human is as rare as a blind turtle surfacing once in 100 years and placing its head through a floating log. Despite the struggles of human life, this realm provides the best chance for awakening. Unlike the gods, who are lost in pleasure, or the animals, who live in ignorance, humans can hear the Dharma, reflect on their actions, and seek liberation. How can we wake up from samsara? The ultimate goal of Buddhism is to break free from samsara and attain nirvana, a state beyond birth and death, beyond suffering and attachment. The key to liberation is practice, cutting off the very causes that keep us trapped in the cycle of rebirth. Overcoming ignorance, seeing reality clearly. The root cause of samsara is ignorance, the mistaken belief that the self is real. Because we cling to the illusion of a permanent I, we develop desire, greed, aversion, anger, and delusion, confusion. These emotions drive our actions, creating karma that binds us to endless rebirth. To awaken, we must see through the illusion. Understand that nothing is truly self. Everything arises due to causes and conditions. Recognize that everything is impermanent. Attachment only leads to suffering. Let go of the false idea that this world and this body are lasting and real. Purifying karma, replacing negative habits with virtue. Even though all things are empty, karma is not. The Buddha taught that we should purify our actions by cultivating good deeds and avoiding harmful ones. The 6 key practices for this are generosity, helping others, letting go of selfishness, moral discipline, living with integrity and compassion, patience, accepting difficulties with a peaceful heart, diligence, continuously striving for spiritual progress, meditative focus, training the mind through deep concentration, wisdom, seeing the truth and breaking free from delusion, practicing meditation, taming the mind. Meditation is essential for quieting the constant chatter of the mind. When we meditate, thoughts slow down. We are no longer ruled by distractions. Cravings and fears weaken. We see them as fleeting illusions. Wisdom arises. We begin to see through the illusion of samsara itself. When the mind stops chasing desires, we stop creating karma, and the cycle of rebirth naturally dissolves. Following the path of the Buddha. Reaching liberation. Different Buddhist traditions offer various paths to transcend samsara. Theravada, the way of the Arhat, practicing morality, concentration, and wisdom. Shuddha, samadhi, prajna, to eliminate all defilements and reach nirvana. Mahayana, the way of the bodhisattva. Instead of seeking nirvana for oneself, dedicating life to helping others awaken, ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Pure land path. Relying on the compassion of Amitabha Buddha, cultivating faith and mindfulness, and being reborn in the pure land, where enlightenment is swift and effortless. Samsara is woven from karma, filled with moments of joy and sorrow, but always marked by impermanence and suffering. Yet, we are not powerless. Through wisdom and practice, we can free ourselves. By breaking ignorance, letting go of craving, and following the Eightfold Path, we can end suffering and awaken. When the mind is no longer bound by illusions, but illuminated by wisdom, samsara is no longer a prison. It becomes the very path to enlightenment. Thanks for watching.